For 1,000 generations, the Dragon King's test had shattered every warrior who dared attempt it. They came from across the 7 realms. Knights clad in blackened steel, monks who bent the wind with their breath, sorcerers who could tear mountains from their roots. Each strode into the obsidian throne room certain that they would be the one to impress the immortal ruler who had reigned for 10,000 years. None ever succeeded. The test was cruel in its simplicity, amused the Dragon King. Make him laugh, fail, and you would be cast into exile, stripped of honor and memory. Succeed, and he would grant you a single wish. Anything within his boundless power. The latest challenger was a master illusionist from the Eastern Kingdoms. He conjured wonders beyond mortal imagination, castles of starlight, oceans flowing through the air, cities that lived in several realities at once. For 3 hours, he wove his magic, dazzling even the spirits that guarded the hall. But when the final illusion faded, the Dragon King only blinked once and pointed toward the door. The illusionist left in silence, his pride in ruins that eye in the palace stables. Word of the failure reached a human stable boy named Thomas. He was small, unremarkable, and very mortal. The only human in a kingdom of scaled immortals. 2 years he'd worked in the shadow of dragons, cleaning stalls and fetching feed, barely acknowledged by those he served. And yet, when he heard of the failed test, something stirred within him. He'd seen the Dragon King once before, a creature of overwhelming majesty, yes, but also loneliness. It wasn't the weariness of age. It was the fatigue of eternity. Thomas recognized it. He'd seen it in his grandfather's eyes, the quiet sorrow of one who has lived too long to remember joy. On impulse, he asked to take the test. The palace steward laughed, but the rule was clear. Any being may attempt it. The stable boy was brought before the Dragon King himself. The throne room was vast and burning with light. The Dragon King sat motionless, scales like liquid obsidian, wings folded with the weight of centuries. When he spoke, his voice rumbled like distant thunder. I know who you are, human. You are the one who tends the dark scales without fear. Thomas swallowed hard. They're not trying to hurt me, he said. They just think humans are fragile. I bring them extra grain. Talk to them. Makes them worry less. A flicker crossed the Dragon King's fiery eyes. You speak to my dragons? They listen better than most nobles, Thomas replied. Then, after a pause, he added softly, Your Majesty, I think the reason no warrior has passed your test isn't because they're not impressive. It's because they're trying too hard. The Dragon King leaned forward. Explain. Thomas took a shaky breath. You've seen everything. Magic, power, perfection. Nothing surprises you anymore. But I've never seen a dragon try something foolish. I think you've forgotten how. And before the king could respond, Thomas attempted a handstand. It went horribly wrong. That he kicked too hard, toppled sideways, hit a column, and collapsed into a heap on the marble floor. For a heartbeat, silence filled the room. Then Thomas began to laugh, not out of nerves or fear, but pure amusement at his own clumsiness. The sound echoed through the hall, bright and genuine, free of pretense. And something ancient inside the Dragon King stirred. A low rumble escaped his chest, then grew into a booming, earth-shaking laugh. For the first time in centuries, the obsidian throne room rang with joy. Flames danced, stone trembled, and Thomas, blinking through tears of laughter, realized the impossible. He had passed the test. When the echoes faded, the Dragon King looked down at him with eyes alight. You have succeeded, human. Name your wish. Thomas stood, brushing dust from his clothes. I wish for you to laugh like that once a week. To speak with someone who isn't trying to impress you. To remember that joy isn't found in perfection. It's found in being real. For a long moment, the Dragon King said nothing. Then, slowly, he smiled, truly smiled, and the light of it filled the hall. No one has ever asked for a wish so small, he said softly, and yet none greater. From that day on, the human stable boy was no longer a servant. Thomas became the Dragon King's most trusted companion, not through power or magic, but through the simple, revolutionary act of reminding an immortal being that the greatest magic of all is shared laughter.